Welcome to the real world. My name is Cameron, joined by Anthony. He's back on the channel. It's been a while.
Yes, I am.
Glad you're back. We're really happy to have him here. We're both huge DC fans.
Yes.
So this was the perfect time because Superman is now in theaters. The new Superman film from James Gunn, kicking off the DC universe of films.
Yes.
Very exciting stuff. We have a reaction on the channel, but this is going to be a full review. We're going to do a non-spoiler review. We're going to do a spoiler review. Then we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite Superman movies of all time, which I'm really excited about. So it's going to be a fun episode. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. Let's get started. Thank you so much again for joining us here on the Real World Podcast. The Real World YouTube channel is all about movies. We're huge movie fans, and we're especially DC movie fans.
Yes.
I grew up reading DC comics. I watched all the animated series, Smallville, which you're rocking the Smallville shirt, which is awesome. I grew up watching that show too, and I've seen all the films. Let's talk about our history with Superman for a minute, because like I said, grew up reading the comics. My entry point was the DC animated universe, the Superman animated series. That was my introduction. Then I got into the comics and into the Christopher Reeve movies. First Superman movie I saw in theaters was Superman Returns. Oh, so that's where kind of the journey for me began, is the build up to that movie. And then, of course, Man of Steel I saw in theaters, and Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's whole universe and all that, and now James Gunn's new film. But what's kind of been your Superman experience? I know your dad's a big fan too. Yes, so did he raise you on all the animated series and all that? Or what?
He did, yeah. But the first movie I watched was the very original
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Nice.
1978.
Yeah. Excellent film. Excellent film. Well, we're going to be talking a lot about that later. So what was your feeling going into this new James Gunn? Because I know you're a Snyder fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Were you kind of nervous about it? Were you really excited, or was it what was kind of your feeling?
It was kind of a mix. I was excited about it, but then since I do like the Snyderverse a lot, it's kind of a big shame that that's all ended.
I agree,
but I am excited for this new universe that they're creating.
Yeah, me too. I think they're starting it off in a better way of going, hey, this is going to be a universe. With Man of Steel, it was like, we're going to make a Superman movie. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, let's now make this into a universe. Whereas this one's hitting the ground running. It's like we're dropped in the middle of it. We'll get into spoilers later, but let's just go non-spoilers. What are your general thoughts on this new James Gunn Superman film?
I really liked it. There were lots of things I liked about it. Crypto, definitely.
Crypto was a great addition. Yeah. We've never had Crypto in any of the movies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, I thought that was a great idea to bring him in. So you liked it. You thought it was a really solid movie all around?
I did, yeah. If we're going for a more light-hearted, more comic accurate version of the character, this was definitely the way to go.
I agree. I was really fascinated by it. I was initially, like you said, very kind of disappointed the Snyderverse wasn't moving forward, but James Gunn is such a great filmmaker. The Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, I think, is so great. And then, of course, he did the Suicide Squad, which I thought was really good as well. So I was pretty excited about him coming in and creating this new universe. I wasn't sure how his sensibilities would work with Superman. Yeah. Because, again, he's made 3 Guardians films, and then Suicide Squad, which is kind of like Guardians in that it's kind of a ragtag superhero team. Yeah. Very funny, very comedic. But think he really nailed it. I mean, he did a good job, like you said, bringing in more of that kind of lighter kind of Superman. He's very much a callback to the Christopher Reeve era, I feel like, but also modern in its own way. Mm-hmm. So it felt very unique. It didn't feel just like every other iteration we've already seen. Yeah. It felt like it's
definitely felt very unique, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I think they did a great job presenting it. They did a great job sort of bringing us into this world. And so I was very high on it. I think it's one of the best comic book movies. It's also one of the most comic book movies, if you know what I mean. It's like it's very much the comics come to the screen. It doesn't feel like they're trying to make it too grounded. It doesn't feel like they're trying to make it different. It feels like it's just a very kind of silly, zany, calls back to like the Silver Age of the comics, where it's very kind of sci-fi. There's a lot of wacky ideas in here. We'll get into the details in a minute, but I think they did a great job with it. I think it's definitely one that is going to usher in this new era in a big way.
Yes.
Because of all the characters they're bringing in and all of that stuff. So I was really high on it. I mean, it is one of my favorite films of the year so far. I just had such a great time watching it. Do you have a star rating?
4.5 stars.
4.5.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I am. I'm about 4.5 or 5. I really, really like this. I'm a huge Superman fan, and this brought a new version of the character to life that I haven't seen before that I really like. So, excellent. Well, let's move into spoilers. Here's your spoiler alert. There's some crazy stuff that happens in this movie. There's
Definitely,
there's
yes.
pocket universes. There's all kinds of crazy characters. Metamorpho, is in the and Metamorpho's baby is in it as well, which I did not expect at all. So there's a lot of kind of crazy, zany things that they introduce here that, again, as a comic book fan, I'm so into because, again, we've never really explored a lot of this stuff before in a movie. And it was just kind of surprising that they threw you in like that. I mean, you literally are thrown in the middle of Superman's life. He's already been Superman for 3 years.
Yeah.
Metahumans have been around for, I think it said 3 centuries.
Yeah.
And then, he's lost his first battle. So he's kind of beaten and bruised when we first meet him there in the Arctic. Krypto comes in, brings him into the fortress. I really like what they did with the fortress.
I did too, yeah.
Yeah, the way it came out of the ice.
Like when he's not there.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's like, yeah.
Right.
So nobody would be able to find it.
Exactly. I thought that was a great idea. The robots were awesome. I think Alan Tudyk was one of the robots, and they had a few different actors. Was he?
Yeah.
I like that. Again, that's something we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
So that was a cool idea. Let's talk about the story, because the story really is about Superman sort of discovering some things about himself he didn't know. He's got this message from Jor-El and Lara, his parents, who, he kind of thinks are the greatest, and they send him here to save humanity or whatever. He later finds out, because Lex infiltrates the fortress, that this message actually, the parents are telling him to rule over Earth, essentially, which is something that a lot of fans are up in arms about, because
they don't really like that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. It does have precedent. There's some comics in the 1980s that I think had Jor and Laura-El who did that, who basically said, you're going there to rule the people of Earth.
I think Smallville also does that.
Smallville kind of does it, kind of. My Adventures with Superman, the new animated series, does that as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's unprecedented, it's never been done before, but it's never been done in a movie like this.
Yeah.
And what did you think about that? Were you okay with that? Did you not like it?
I actually did like that idea. It made sense.
It made sense, and it worked for this story.
Yeah.
Because the story is really about him coming to grips with the Kents are his parents. They're the ones who raised him on the farm. They're the ones who instilled in him all his values and morals and trained and taught him to do good, really.
Yeah.
And so I like that idea of it's really about him, learning that this is who I've always been. This is who I am. Even though the world doesn't see him that way. A lot of the world doesn't see him that way. A lot of people are split. They're like, oh, maybe he is a bad guy. Other people are like, no, he's a hero.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting kind of relationship they play with him and all the characters, Lois especially. Tell me about some of your favorite scenes. Let's just go into what are some moments that really stood out, or characters maybe that stood out?
I really liked the very ending scene where Superman gives a speech to Lex. That was a really good scene.
Great scene. Yeah. I love how that played out. The dialogue was great. The acting was great.
Yeah.
I loved that they had Krypto come in at the very last moment and attack Lex. That was a great kind of button on the scene at the end there. Yeah, that's a great scene. I like the Superman and Lois scene where she's interviewing him. I thought that dialogue scene was really well done. It's they're talking about all these ideas of, when should you go and save someone? Is it always the best option? Because he's intervened in this country and this war that's going on, and the kind of morality of that, and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And I think that was really well done. Let's talk about the Justice Gang. Who stood out for you for the Justice? I've got a favorite.
Definitely Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific was great. He was given the most screen time. He was given that awesome action scene where I love how he puts Lois in the force field, and then he goes and fights all the bad guys, which was all done in one shot. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That was amazing. I was blown away by that scene. I also really like Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I thought he was hilarious.
I thought so too. Although I think I would prefer if he was Hal Jordan.
I get
Because
that. I get that.
he feels like
He
he
voiced
voices
Hal
Hal Jordan in
Jordan.
like all the other
Yeah,
animated stuff, but
right,
so I feel like he would have been better if he was Hal Jordan instead
right,
of Guy Gardner.
right. I gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought Hawk Girl was great. I think she has the most room to grow as a character, so I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see where she comes in next. Um, who was your favorite? Did you have a favorite character, maybe besides Superman, let's say?
Besides Superman,
Um, I really like Lex.
I like Lex
I
too.
think Nicholas Hoult as Lex was such a great version of this character. He balanced the kind of confident businessman with the
Yeah.
mad scientist,
Hmm.
which we really haven't seen if you really think about it. I mean, Jesse Eisenberg kind of had a little bit of
Yeah.
that, but he was very different in
Hmm.
his portrayal. I thought this
We
was
did see that in Superman 4, The Quest for
oh,
Peace. We
good
did see that a little
point.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we did see a little bit more of the mad scientist version
Yeah.
from Gene Hackman. Yeah, that's a
In
good
a
point.
not very good way though, because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
not a great movie.
Mhm.
So yeah, anyone else that stood out to you?
I really liked Ultraman. He
Oh
was a
yeah,
really cool character.
great
Yeah.
character. Great performance. Again,
Hmm.
I don't know who played him on set all because he's wearing a mask most of the movie. I'm assuming it was just a stunt guy or something maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that that was a clone of Superman was a pretty cool twist. I
Yeah.
really like that.
I
But
really
Ultraman,
hope he comes back as Bizarro.
I think he
That
will.
would
I
be
think he
really
will.
cool.
He
Yeah.
gets sucked into that black hole, so he's
Hmm.
coming back
Yeah.
eventually. I think it would be cool if he came back as Bizarre, the purple and the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was a really great idea, which also drew from Superman 4. Because doesn't Lex say it was a
Yeah.
strand of his hair that
Hmm.
he created
Yeah, I
himself?
noticed
It's
that.
like, what? They're just remaking Superman 4, basically? It
Hmm.
was great. I love the way they did it. It was really cool. Um, Metamorpho is another one that stood out for me. I really actually liked his character. I liked the makeup. The makeup
Yeah.
effects were incredible.
Yeah.
They would usually just do that with CGI, but I was glad they did it with makeup. I think it worked a lot better.
Yeah.
Um, and then Lois. I mean, the whole Daily. I like that the whole Daily Planet crew
Yeah.
really gets involved at the end. You
I
know,
like that too.
I thought
Yeah.
that was a cool idea.
Hmm.
They're usually just kind of standing watching what's
Hmm.
going on, like from the
Yeah.
window. You know, they're kind of just watching the action. But to get them in on the action a little, I thought was a
Yeah.
really smart idea. Um, so Lois probably was my favorite from that crew. Did you have? Was it she your favorite from them too, or
Probably. Yeah.
you like Jimmy?
Jimmy was
I thought
also.
Jimmy
Yeah.
was pretty awesome in this.
Hmm.
He actually had a bigger role than I thought he was going to have.
Yeah.
Him and Miss Tessmacher,
Hmm.
which was a cool little
Yeah. I
twist
was not
too.
expecting that.
I know it was great. And then I really also liked the engineer. I thought the
Yeah.
engineer was interesting because that's a character we've never seen before in any film.
Hmm.
She's a fairly new character from the comics, but I thought they handled her really well. She had some really cool action scenes where she's fighting all the robots in the
Yeah.
fortress and then fighting Superman at the end. I thought that was really well done. Um, Great stuff. Well, again, we're pretty big fans of this movie. I think
Yes.
again, this is a
Yes.
big movie, big kickoff to this universe. What are you looking forward to? Obviously, they set up Supergirl,
Hmm.
which that's a movie I'm really looking forward to. I've actually
Yes.
read the comic book they're basing on. It's called Woman of Tomorrow,
Oh.
and it's a really good comic. All takes place in outer space,
Hmm.
and it's a great story. And we know that Jason Momoa is going to be in it as Lobo, which
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to too. But as far as the future of the DCU, what are you looking forward to? What is there a character you want to see more of? Is there a specific movie you're looking forward to? What?
I'm really looking forward to The Brave and the Bold.
A
Yeah.
Batman
Because
movie. That is going to be interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, they announced that that's going to feature Robin.
Hmm.
Have they said
Damian Wayne, I
Damien?
think.
That's
Yeah.
right. It is Damien. Huh. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to do. You think they're going to do like a son of Batman type of story, or I think it's going to be totally different.
It probably will be similar to that, probably, yeah.
That's what I would assume.
Hmm.
Um, I want the whole Bat family. Really.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd
I,
be cool.
I would love to see
That'd be cool.
Nightwing. We've
Mhm.
never seen Nightwing in a live action movie.
Yeah.
Batgirl. You know, they sadly canceled that Batgirl movie they made a
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Batwoman.
why not? Batwoman.
Yeah.
Batwing is a cool character. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many characters in that
Mhm.
universe they could dive into. So that's great. My pick would probably be, other than Supergirl. I mean, Supergirl I'm very much looking forward to. It's kind of sci-fi adventure with her. But I would probably say Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
That's one I'm really interested in. They announced that a while ago. James Mangold is going to direct it. He's the guy that did Logan.
Okay.
Big fan of that director, and he's going to do a Swamp Thing movie, which I think could be really cool, especially if they bring in the Justice League Dark.
Oh yeah, that would be
Constantine.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. So excellent. Well, we're looking forward to the DCU. As massive DC fans, there's a lot to look forward to. They kicked it off the right way.
Yes.
They kicked it off in that I like that this is again, it's coming into the middle of the story. It almost feels, it reminds me of Star Wars, the original, you know, how
Yeah.
it's like dropping you in the middle of the
Mhm.
story. All this stuff has already been going on for a long time. And so I'm really curious to see if they flash back to like World War II with Sergeant Rock or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
or go into Batman Beyond in the future, maybe. I think that would be cool. A lot
Mhm.
of potential. So we're really looking forward to this. What's important though is that they made a good movie.
Yes.
They didn't worry about all the other stuff. They're just like, let's make a good Superman movie, introduce people to this world, and I think they did that very effectively. So,
Yes.
yeah, I think it's a good kickoff. Anything else specifically you want to mention about Superman before we move on to the other films?
No, I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
I think we did. I think we did. It was really good. I did get to see it in IMAX. I highly recommend
Great.
IMAX. A lot of this was shot with IMAX in mind. And my brother Carson also saw it in 3D. He said the 3D was really good. And I
Okay.
haven't seen a 3D movie in a while. I kind of like to see it again in
In
3D.
fact, the only one I've ever seen was the Lego Batman movie.
Oh, really? See that
Yeah,
3D?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. Um, all right, folks, let us know your thoughts. We want to know what you think of this new Superman movie. A lot to talk about. There's a lot in this movie. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of world building that goes on. But again, I'm glad they just kind of told a Superman story. It stays focused on him, even though there's
Yeah.
a lot of other characters. I was glad they stayed focused on him and his character and who he is, establishing him first, and then we're going to build out the world around him, which I think was a smart move. So tell us in the comments what you thought of the movie. Give us your star rating. Now it's time to rank our top 5 Superman movies. Here we go. Top 5 Superman movies. Now, people say, well, there's only been like 6, right? No, there's a ton because we're counting the animated films.
Yes.
We're huge animation fans, especially DC animation. DC animation,
Yes. Yeah.
they're really the best, I think. I mean, especially when it comes to comic book movies. I mean, if you're not watching some of these DC animated movies, you're really missing out. I mean, they adapt some great storylines from the comics. Some are original films. They do a great job with all of these. The voice acting, the animation, all of it
Yes.
looks fantastic. So I highly recommend it. A lot of them are streaming on Max. So you can go on Max if you have Max. Go and check that out now. Um, Anthony, you're our guest, so I'm gonna let you go
Yes.
first. So you get first dibs of all the
Okay.
Superman movies. You get to pick your number one favorite. What is your number one Superman movie of all
My
time?
number one is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Ah,
Yes.
really? Okay, awesome.
Because it's not just Superman. It's
Yeah.
Batman, who
Yeah.
is like my favorite
Okay,
TV
gotcha.
character.
Gotcha.
I know a lot of people don't like this movie.
Sure.
I can see why.
Yeah, it's
Because we
pretty
don't
good.
we don't want to see Batman and Superman fighting. We want to see them like teaming up. But the way they tell the story, it makes sense why they would fight.
Yes,
You know,
it
because
totally does.
Batman, he's afraid of like what's out there, and
Yeah.
Superman, he sees Superman as a threat, and
Yes.
even dreams about Superman
Right,
in the nightmare
That's
vision.
right. That's right.
So yeah,
It's a great choice. It is a challenging movie, especially if you've like grown up with Adam West Batman
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve Superman, and it's such a different take. It's a much darker
Yeah.
take, much more grounded, realistic. But I love that Zack Snyder takes these characters so seriously.
Yes.
I think that's a great benefit of these movies, and what makes them stand out so much is they take the character seriously and they deal with the repercussions of Man of Steel in a really
Yeah.
real way. You have that opening scene of the end of Man of Steel from Batman's
Yeah,
perspective.
that might honestly be one of my favorite scenes from the movie.
It is
It's
amazing.
just so cool.
It is such a great scene. So I think this movie is really good. I think this movie, again, like you said, it deals with pitting these two characters against each other, but in a compelling and interesting way.
Yeah.
It's not just they don't like each other, or it's like Batman has a point of view of like, no, this is an alien who destroyed the city and
Yeah.
who needs to be taken down, basically. He could
Yeah.
turn on us at any time. He's saving people now,
Mhm.
but maybe he won't.
Yeah.
And so it's a really interesting perspective. And then Superman himself in this story has a really great storyline because he's dealing with the repercussions of what he's done. He's trying to think about, should I save people? How should I save people? Who should I
Yeah.
save?
Yeah.
It's a really interesting storyline they do with him and Lois. Lois has a big part in
Yeah.
this movie too. And so yeah, there's a lot going on in this movie. It's a great story. The Ultimate Edition is, of course, the best version to watch.
I don't even think I've seen the actual version.
It's not even worth watching. It cuts out way too much. It really doesn't even make sense. So, big fan of Batman v Superman. That's a great. It was an unexpected pick. I wasn't expecting you to take that one. So, excellent choice though. Well, let's move on to my number one. It is the original classic, Superman.
Of course, yeah.
Christopher Reeve. To me, no one's ever fully embodied the character as well as Christopher Reeve has. I think he has the right amount of kind of kind of goofiness as Clark Kent bumbling around the newsroom, but also this kind of hopeful figure, this hero. He's very much an aspirational character. You want to be like him, he's one of those. I also like that this movie, it's the first comic book movie ever. They'd never tried to even make a superhero full-length big movie until this. And they did a great job. The special effects, the music, John Williams' score is one of my favorites ever.
Yes.
And then I like that it's really a romance. It's essentially just about Lois and Clark. It's about his whole origin, but it's really about those two characters coming together and, learning to kind of respect one another. And it's a really, really great story. I think Gene Hackman's great as Lex, even though he's much more sort of over the top and silly, but I think it works really well in balancing out the sort of more serious stuff that's in the movie too.
Yeah.
And just some great action, great, Superman rescuing people and stopping burglars and saving cats out of trees, like all that kind of fun stuff that I think is really integral to the character. And so, I really, really like this film. I like all the Krypton stuff. They're still using this whole idea of the crystals. They're still using that. That idea came from the movie, not from the comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The whole crystal, fortress, and that Krypton is basically a crystal planet and all that.
Yeah.
That's all from this movie. It's an original to this film. So really creative, really interesting. Just a great, enjoyable movie. I can watch it anytime. And this one also has an extended cut, which I think you've seen, right?
I think I've seen the 3-hour version, which is definitely way better.
My favorite version. Yeah. It's so good.
It's got deleted scenes and all of that, which is pretty cool.
It's got that whole scene with him going into Lex's lair, and Lex is shooting fire at him, shooting ice. That's cut out of the theatrical.
To be honest, I didn't even know that wasn't in the theatrical version. I thought it would be in it. I guess not.
Why they cut it out, but great movie. Again, it's one of my favorites of all time. Actually, I've watched it an innumerable number of times.
Yeah.
So that is my favorite Superman movie to this day. And if you haven't watched the Christopher Reeve documentary Superman on HBO Max, definitely watch it. It's a really, really good story about how he got cast as Superman and then what happened to him after.
Yeah.
Really interesting. So, all right, we're on to your number 2 now. So what is your number 2 Superman movie?
My number 2 is Man of Steel.
You took mine.
Oh.
That was my number 2. Oh, man. This is such a great movie. We've got it on in the background right here. We're watching it right now. All right, so why is Man of Steel your number 2?
It's a more serious version of the character, a more serious version of the story.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people don't like that, but I don't know, it works for me.
It works in a modern context. They were trying to modernize Superman because Christopher Reeve was so popular.
Yeah.
Then they had Superman Returns, which was basically trying to be a sequel to those old movies, so it has a very kind of classic feel to it. But this, they were really going, no, let's start from ground zero. Let's rebuild all this. Let's not do the crystal, fortress and all that stuff that they did in the old movies. Let's not have the same music. Let's reinvent the suit. Let's do everything new.
Yeah. I definitely like the scene where he first flies.
Great scene.
Flies for the first time, yeah.
Great scene, great music in that scene too.
Yes, yeah.
It is a great moment. And yeah, you still, people talk all the time about, well, Henry Cavill, he's too serious and he's too sad all the time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of moments where he's really having fun, flying, he's laughing when he's flying and stuff, and when he's rescuing people, he's making sure people are okay and telling people to get away, in the Smallville battle and all that. He's still very heroic as a character. I think what they did with this movie though is they made him more layered and nuanced and interesting. Where he's kind of lost. He doesn't know who he is, what he's supposed to be doing. And so it's very much an origin story, even really more so than the Christopher Reeve film, I feel like. It's very much about him becoming Superman. He's really not Superman until the end. That's why they called it Man of Steel, is because he's really not Superman in the movie until the end.
Yeah.
So, great film. Zack Snyder, he's one of my favorite directors of all time. he did a brilliant job with this. The action scenes are
Yes.
I don't think they've ever been topped in a superhero movie. Like you feel the power, like of
Hmm.
every punch, of the super
Yes.
speed, of the laser eye, like all of it. It
Hmm.
just feels he feels so powerful in this movie.
Yeah, the Superman versus Zod fight is definitely
Oh man,
one of the best parts of the movie.
it is an all-time great battle
Yeah.
sequence. Great movie. Amy Adams might be my favorite Lois. I think she's
Yeah.
great. I love how she discovers he's Superman. You know, no one else discovers it until she does.
Yeah.
Thought that was a great take. So great choice. Like I said, and Zod, like you mentioned, Zod.
Hmm.
What a great character Zod is because
Yeah.
he's sort of what Clark could have been. Like
Hmm.
Clark could have become like that. He even tries to get him to join him, and take
Yeah.
over the world.
And the thing is, he's not bad just to be bad.
Yes.
He's doing it for a reason. He wants to bring Krypton back.
Yeah.
But he's doing it in a way that just is it's not very good.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of death and destruction are going to happen in order for that
Yes.
to happen. So he must be stopped.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a great, great performance by Michael Shannon as Zod. I think he's one of my favorite villains. Like you said, he just has the point of view. He was literally because people on Krypton, they're genetically made
Yeah.
to do certain things, and he was made to protect Krypton.
Yeah.
And so it makes a lot of sense. It works very well. I really like the movie. I think it's fantastic.
My favorite scene in the
Hmm.
movie is probably the most controversial scene in the movie,
Oh.
but it's when Superman kills Zod.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like that, but
Yeah.
I just think it's a really cool scene.
It is.
Like, it's also a really sad scene as well, because
Exactly.
that's like the first time Superman had to ever kill somebody.
Right. And it
And-
kind of, I feel like from that point on, he's like, okay, I'm not going to do this again. I feel
Yeah.
like it's kind of a moment
Yeah.
that changes him. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, he was put in a situation where it was either let this family die
Yeah.
or he has to stop Zod, and the only way to stop him is to kill him.
Yeah.
So I love that Zack Snyder, especially in Batman v Superman, but also in this movie, he challenges these superheroes. He like challenges
Yeah.
because they all have this moral code. Like that's Batman's code too, is that he
Mhm.
doesn't kill. But he challenges that and explores why is that and why would they not do that and should they do that? When should they do that? Should they do it? It's a great exploration of those characters. So great choice. Well, I can't pick my number two because you just took it.
Yeah.
So I've got to go to my number three. My
Right.
number three is All-Star Superman.
Oh, really?
All-Star Superman is my favorite Superman story, I think, of all time in the comics. It's the ultimate Superman story because you've seen this animated movie?
I've seen
Right?
it, yeah.
Okay. So this is Superman. He's an older Superman. He's already got a relationship with Lois. He's been Superman for a long time. And Lex Luthor has this plot, this very complicated plot where he basically poisons Superman with the sun.
Yeah.
He's got too much sun exposure. It's irradiated to all of his cells, so
Yeah.
the cells are breaking down. So this movie really is kind of a death of Superman story, but not the traditional
Yeah.
doomsday death of Superman. It's a very different kind of death of Superman.
It's a more subtle death.
Yes, it's kind of like you're gonna die in like 6 months. It's like one of those. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like getting a cancer diagnosis or something like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can relate to this story. That's one thing I like about it. It also his relationship with Lois develops further. He reveals who he is.
Yeah.
He gives her superpowers for a day, which is
Mhm.
really fun to see what she does with those. And then he interacts with all these different characters and goes on all these different adventures.
The
And
new Time Travelers was also pretty cool.
yes, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Those characters are great. So this is to me a story that is just so compelling, so interesting, to see, a hero kind of in his final days. What is he going to do knowing that he's going to die? What are the things that is most important to him? And so he does all these things, and his relationship with Lex Luthor gets really complicated and
Yeah.
interesting too. Great film, beautifully animated. It's really different animation style. It's trying to harken back to the comic book art style, which I thought they did really well. I actually rewatched this recently with the commentary, and the commentary has Bruce Timm, who's behind all the DC animated stuff, and Grant Morrison, who wrote the comic book. So it's
Okay.
them talking about the changes they made and the different things that they did with it, and it's well worth watching. If you haven't listened to that commentary, it's well worth listening to. It's really fun to get all the insight behind the scenes. But yeah, this is again, it is one of my all-time favorite Superman stories. The animated film beautifully executed
Yes.
the story, and so yeah, if you haven't seen it, I think it's streaming on HBO Max. So check it out if you haven't watched it. That is my number three Superman movie or I guess my number two for for this
Yeah.
list. So now we're on to your number three. What do you have at number three?
My number three is Superman, the newest one.
James Gunn Superman.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Great choice.
Yeah.
I can't fault you for it. It's up there high for me too.
Mhm.
Why is this here? Why is it so high?
It's more closer to my generation,
Yes.
so it has more appeal to me,
Gotcha.
I feel like.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you like James Gunn's sensibilities. You like his sense of humor.
Yeah.
You like his style.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. It's, one thing we didn't talk about in the review of the movie is the action.
Yeah.
The action scenes in this movie are really good. The camera's always moving. Special effects look great. A lot of these movies nowadays, I feel like they do so much CGI that it feels fake.
Yeah.
This one didn't really feel that way to me.
Mhm.
Even though it has more of a cartoony, heightened reality vibe, the action scenes still hit pretty hard, and it felt like
Yeah.
this was really happening. Especially, I think my favorite action scene is with the kaiju.
Yeah, that's maybe my
That
favorite
was
one too.
such a great scene.
And the music too, it's all good.
Great. The Justice Gang gets involved.
Mhm.
I like the Justice Gang is just kind of wrecking him, and
Yeah.
and Superman's like, wait, hold on, there's people here. He's like trying to
Yeah.
save people,
Mhm.
saves the squirrel.
Yeah.
All that stuff was great. Great movie, great movie. Yeah, we've talked about it a lot already, so I guess we don't have to go on and on about it. But excellent, great choice. So we can just move right along then to my next pick, which is another DC animated movie. I rewatched recently, and it really had an impact on me. They draw a lot from this story, I feel like, for this new James Gunn movie. It's called Superman versus the Elite.
Oh, really?
I really like this movie. Have you seen this one?
I have, yeah. It's pretty good.
This is one of those that, again, it challenges Superman. It's like Superman is not willing to cross a line, right? He's not willing to kill. He's not willing to just go into any situation and destroy stuff.
Yeah, but this new team is like they'll be willing to kill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
and they're more like reckless and all of that.
Yeah. They're destroying stuff. They don't care.
Yeah.
What's crazy about it is once this new super team comes on the scene, the people like them. The people actually are rooting for them. The people like to see this stuff.
The people basically just forget about Superman.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
Exactly. So it's a great story of like Superman kind of feels like, am I just obsolete now? Like, should I even be a superhero anymore? If people want this, I'm not willing to do that. So it's a great conflict, and it's a great great film. George Newbern comes back to voice Superman. He did it in the animated Justice League series. Yeah. Great voice actor. He did a great job as Superman again. The entire cast is fantastic. I like all the characters. The Elite have very unique superpowers that we haven't. A lot of them we haven't really seen before in DC animation and stuff. So I thought that was really well executed. The animation style is a little strange, but I think that's intentional because the story is kind of different, too. So it sets itself apart.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite characters in the movies, Manchester Black.
Great character.
He's a really good character.
Great character. Yeah, he's definitely the one that butts heads with Superman the most, which is really cool. So they do a great job with this movie. It's underrated, it's underseen. Yeah. Which is why I wanted to bring it up, is because a lot of people haven't even heard of it or know about it. But it would definitely be worth a watch. Great action sequences, especially the ending of this movie is there's a crazy action sequence that happens with all the characters.
Yeah. I was literally like, what's going on?
Yeah.
When I was watching this, because it's like so confusing and all that.
I know. But at the end, you're like, oh, now it all makes sense. It's really cool. It's a really, really well done scene. And so that's a great story. It's one of my favorites of all time. All right, that was my number 3. So now we're on to your number 4 pick. What do you have at 4?
I got Superman 2. The Richard Donner cut.
I was going to say, wait a second. Is he not doing the Richard Donner cut? Okay. Has to be the Richard Donner cut.
Yes, definitely way superior.
The theatrical cut.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I've only seen it once, and I never care to watch it again.
Because I think I've only seen it once too.
Because the Richard Donner cut.
I don't remember the last time I've ever seen it.
The Donner cut's so much better. It literally fixes all my problems with the theatrical cut. Because the theatrical cut, I like a lot of it, but it's like there's certain scenes I'm just like, this is just too silly.
Yeah.
This doesn't work.
The one thing I hate about the theatrical cut is when Zod is running up to Superman. Superman puts his hand on his chest, throws his like shield thing at him.
What is
What's
that?
up with that?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? What a bizarre idea. I don't know who was writing this going. And then he throws his S shield and turns into like a big blanket or something like wraps. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. I don't know who decided to do that, but they should be fired. Anyways, tell me about the Richard Donner cut and why do you like that one?
It's definitely way better. Definitely better version, better scenes. The ending is it's kind of a rip off of the first one. Like it kind of rips off the first one a little bit, but
right. Yeah,
it's better than Clark kissing Lois.
I agree.
Why would that be one of the powers?
I still like it better than
doesn't
the
really
kiss.
make sense.
I really do. Yeah, the mind erase kiss is another weird choice that they made for the theatrical cut. Yeah, this movie is great because it's sort of the perfect sequel. It's like this first movie is a perfect origin story, and then this one is like, okay, we can hit the ground running. Everyone knows who the characters are. We've established all of the characters, his powers, where he comes from, and it's a big action movie.
Yes.
You know, it's Zod. It's well, it's not just Zod, right? It's Nan and Ursa too coming in and going, okay, we're here to take over the planet. And Superman's like, whoa, can't let you do that. And so it's got some great battle scenes. It's got, you know, of course, the huge fight in Metropolis where they're all flying around and throwing cars and stuff is fantastic. And then it's also, what I really like about it is that, again, it challenges Superman in that he just wants to be with Lois, really.
Yeah.
So it reminds me a lot of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 took a lot of cues from this movie of, it's like, he wants to just give up being a hero. He doesn't even want to try anymore, and he just wants to be a man. And of course, he kind of learns the Spider-Man lesson. With great power comes great responsibility. He's like, no, you've got these powers for a reason. You need to use them to help people. Yeah. And they're being threatened by Zod and all these guys who only Superman can stop. No one else can even stand a chance. So it's a great movie, great story, and has a great ending too. I think all of it works really well. I love the stuff where, you know, Lois, she's figured out he's Superman. She throws herself out the window, you know, and all that. Yeah. All that was so well done. It's so funny. Again, it has that tone of the second one is a little bit darker than the first one, but it still has those moments of levity that are really fun to watch too. Yeah. So very accessible film, perfect sequel. I was so glad Richard Donner got to finish it. Yeah, it was a great one. All right, so that was your number 4. Now I'm on to my number 4. So my number 4 is another animated film. Again, DC Animation. They do them right. It's The Death of Superman.
Yeah.
So this is part of the DC animated movie universe.
Not the DC animated universe, but the DC animated movie universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Slight differentiation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this universe kicked off with the Flashpoint Paradox, right? Flashpoint Paradox, then Justice League War, Son of Batman, all these movies. And this was towards the end. I think it was maybe third or fourth to the last movie they did. Yeah. And it's great because it's adapting Doomsday, which everyone kind of knows. It's like the most popular Superman comic ever. You know, it's the death of Superman. It's him fighting this monster called Doomsday. And what I like about the way they adapted it is you had the Justice League playing a big role here. So you got Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, I think, is even in there, and Hawkman too. Yeah. It's a big Justice League they've got assembled at this point in this universe.
But it's still a Superman movie.
It's 100% a Superman movie. It's all those characters are in it, but they're really just background characters. Yeah. And what it really is about is, again, it's a Superman Lois story. It's all about Superman struggling with whether or not to tell her who he really is, and all of these different things, and how you know what he should even do about this relationship. Should he even be in a relationship like this? Yeah. So it's a really interesting dynamic. And what's cool about this movie is Jerry O'Connell plays Superman, and his real life wife, Rebecca Romijn, plays Lois.
Oh, really?
Did you know that? Yeah.
Oh, that's
so. They're in real life they're married, and they're actually playing these characters in the movie. Cool. So their dynamic is great. They've got a lot of great dialogue. They call back to the Christopher Reeve. Yeah, "You've got me, who's got you" line, which is a great moment. But they flipped it, you know. So it's Lois and Superman. Um, so it's got great relationship stuff with them. Wonder Woman, I forgot what a big role Wonder Woman plays. I just rewatched this,
Yeah,
and she plays a pretty
yeah,
vital role in both her relationship with Superman and with Lois.
yeah. I think that makes sense.
It does. It works really well. It
Hmm.
works really well for this movie. And what's great about the action is, of course, when Doomsday arrives, and Doomsday here is the scariest he's ever been, I think.
Yeah,
Just the way they shot him. He's in shadow a lot. You don't really
yeah,
see him. He's sort of a monster. He's like terrorizing these small
hmm,
towns as he's getting closer to Metropolis.
yeah,
It's really, really freaky stuff. And then once he gets to the city, the Justice League are called in. And the
hmm,
Justice League fight him first, and they're all defeated. They're all defeated by
yeah.
Doomsday. No one can stand up to Doomsday.
Not even Wonder Woman.
Not even Wonder Woman. Right,
Yeah,
exactly. Green Lantern, Flash, like all the characters try to fight him, and there's no way they can defeat him. And so it comes down to Superman, and it's this huge, epic battle
yeah,
in the middle of Metropolis. Buildings getting annihilated, but it's a great, great action sequence. They use all of Superman's powers really
hmm,
well, and it's just really amazing to watch. So, Death of Superman is definitely way up there for me. So that made my number 4 selection. Now we're down to our last picks.
Las Vegas.
Number
Really?
5.
Mm.
So I've got a couple I'm debating between, but you're up next. So give us your number 5 Superman movie of all time, rounding out our top fives.
Number 5, I got Superman, Batman, Apocalypse.
Excellent choice.
Yes.
This is really high up for me too. Um, that is a great one. Tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about just I don't know your favorite parts of the movie or why
I
you like it
really,
so
I
much.
really like Superman and Supergirl's dynamic.
That
That's
is
really
good.
good.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like how Batman is there as well, but he's just sort of in the background,
Yeah.
which is, yeah,
Yeah. He plays an important role, but it's not a prominent role. It's almost more a Superman Supergirl story.
yeah.
And actually the comic book it's based on is called Supergirl. Batman,
Okay.
Superman, Supergirl. Because it's basically her origin. It's like she crash lands on
Yeah.
Earth. She's trying to figure out like where am I? What's
Mhm.
going on? So it's a great origin for her.
Yeah.
And it's also a great Batman Superman story because, as the title suggests,
Yeah.
Darkseid comes into it. And the way they handle Darkseid in this might be my favorite Darkseid.
Yeah.
He's super powerful,
He's
super
super
smart.
manipulative as well.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he's all about manipulate. He manipulates Supergirl, Granny Goodness, all the, all his
The Apocalyptic girl as well. I forget her name.
oh yes, I know you're like
Yeah.
one of the female Furies. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget her
Yeah.
name, but yes, yes. This movie and it introduces Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you kind of get the Trinity, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, fighting on Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Batman armored up, which
Hmm.
is super cool to see.
Yeah.
Supergirl is involved. But then once they get to the Smallville fight
Yeah.
on the farm, to me that's still one of the best battle scenes in any comic book
Yeah.
film.
That's probably my favorite part of the movie.
It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good. It's such a big battle. But I love that you don't see many battles on the farm. You know what I mean? Like it's very rare that you see like the farm is usually very peaceful and quiet. And in this movie they're just like, no, we're just gonna have the biggest battle ever, right in the middle of the
Yeah.
farm.
Mhm.
It's so cool. Excellent. Awesome, awesome movie. It's that one's another one that again, a lot of these animated ones are underrated.
Yes,
I
definitely.
think a lot more people need to watch these. They would get a lot out of them. They're really fun. All right. Well, here it is. My last pick, the last pick of the show. It is going to be Man of Tomorrow.
Really?
Superman Man of
Hmm.
Tomorrow. I'm actually a big fan of this because this was when they restarted the universe, right? So
Yeah.
after Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, the DC animated movie universe ends, and we get a new universe. And this new universe is the Tomorrowverse, is what's been dubbed by the fans.
Yeah.
And it's because this movie is called Man of Tomorrow. And so this one kicks it off with Superman as a like the youngest Superman
Yeah.
we've ever
Right,
seen,
yeah.
really. He's just moved to Metropolis.
He's not even a reporter yet.
Yeah, he's not a
Yeah.
reporter yet. He's not he doesn't have the costume yet. You see him get the costume in the movie.
Yeah.
I love his like got like a jacket and
Mhm.
like a pilot's helmet on, goggles, he's got this very unique looking suit that he's kind of developed
Mhm.
himself. So I like all that. I like that this modernizes it in a cool way and it retells the origin in a different way. it's very much about feeling like an alien, feeling like an
Yeah.
outcast. You know, that opening scene with him and I guess it's Pete Ross. I don't know if they ever actually say that opening scene where he's watching the movie with his friend. I
Yeah.
would assume it's Pete Ross, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're watching the old sci-fi movie, and this guy like turns into an alien, and
Yeah.
everyone freaks out, and Clark's like kind of crying, like just watching it,
Yeah.
you know, because he knows that's how people are going to view him. So it's a great kind of story about belonging and finding your place in the world.
Yeah.
What it also does really well is it reinforces those by introducing Lobo,
Yeah.
who's also the last of his kind.
Mhm.
But he's the last of his kind because he killed everyone else who was
Yeah.
his species.
Supposedly.
That's what he claims.
Yeah.
And then also
Martian
um,
Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter is great in this. He's very different.
Yeah.
He's in the shadows most of the movie.
Mhm.
Like there's a guy over there, but
Well, he's in the shadows, but he somehow makes it so obvious that
he kind of does. I think he wants Clark to know.
Yeah, like when Clark and what's his name, Rudy, are like
Mhm.
standing there on the balcony or whatever, and they look down, they see him there. It's like,
Even Rudy's like, hey, someone's watching you. And Rudy's another great character
Yeah.
who, you know, Parasite is actually one of my favorite Superman villains. Him and Metallo are probably my
Mhm.
two favorites, other than Lex.
his design in this is cool as well.
Such a cool design.
Yeah.
Like, and the
It's like
way
an alien dinosaur thing.
yeah, the
It's
way
pretty
it
cool.
transforms.
Yeah.
So he starts off as a regular guy, gets that stuff on him, turns into like a purple guy, basically.
Yeah.
And then, but as he's getting more powerful, he's turning into this really creepy monster.
Yeah.
You know? And again, that's sort of like a metaphor for, you know, a person becoming a monster, becoming an alien or an outcast
Yeah.
through their actions, through, you know, their, you know, harming other people. And so Superman, again, he's here as this symbol of hope. He's here as this, you know, warrior for justice and for truth. And his relationship with Lois is really interesting in this. And Lex is great in this too, played by Zachary Quinto,
Yes.
Spock from the new Star Trek movies.
He's honestly, he was really good.
He was a great Lex.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to think of, but I was like, the more I watch the movie, the more I like him as Lex.
Yeah.
And so a great film, great action scenes. The action scenes with Lobo, that opening action scene where they're first fighting is fantastic. And then at the end, the battle with Parasite is this huge kaiju is crazy. But it's the characters and the relationship dynamics that are really what make this movie stand out. I feel like a lot of people didn't like the animation. I get it.
It looked fine.
It's not as detailed as we're used to, maybe from some of the other DC animated movies, but I like that they change it up. I don't need the same animation style every time. So that's why I like this. Actually, all three of the ones I picked, this, All-Star Superman, and Superman versus the Elite, each have very unique animation styles. So yeah, big fan of Man of Tomorrow. It kicked off that new universe, which I just wish that universe had gone on a little longer. You know, I feel like they had
It ended very short,
way too soon.
Yeah.
So that's a great one. So if you haven't seen that one, again, Man of Tomorrow, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, I think it's on HBO Max as well. I think most of these DC animated movies are. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Any final thoughts on Superman movies? Any that maybe you wanted to pick that you didn't get to, or?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you.
I've got a few. I really like, Reign of the Superman, obviously the follow-up to Death of Superman. I think is a really good follow-up.
I like that too.
It's basically like part two. They actually released on Blu-ray, it's called The Death and Return of Superman, and it's both movies together. So you can watch it all as one big 3-hour movie. I think it's cool. Any others for you?
I also had Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
Oh, sure.
The first part of Apocalypse, and then
great one. Yeah, Lex Luthor as president. I have a feeling that's what James Gunn's going to do. I feel like he's going to make his Lex Luthor the president eventually.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. We could maybe have another podcast one day about Superman 3 and 4 and Returns and all those other ones.
Maybe,
you know, maybe one day we'll cover all of those. But we're obviously not as a big fan of those films. No. Even though I think Superman Returns has a lot of cool stuff in it.
The problem with that though is the casting. It's not even the story; it's the casting. It doesn't have the same feel as the originals.
You're right. The airplane scene though is still an all-time great sequence.
And the shooting him in the eye is also a really cool scene.
Awesome scene. Great. Well, that's it for our podcast on Superman movies. I'm a huge Superman fan. I've literally seen all these movies and these TV shows. A lot of these are TV shows. We maybe should have a podcast on the TV shows. I know we usually just talk movies, but man, Superman has been around, I mean, literally for almost 90 years now. He's coming up on
Yeah.
his 90th anniversary. And he's been in so many great films, so many great shows. Such a great character. A character that is very, I mean, he's very cinematic. I mean, just that whole
Yeah.
idea of flight, you know, is
Mhm.
very cinematic idea. And he's gone through so many different interpretations and iterations in the
Yeah.
comics, in the shows, in the movies. Smallville being easily one of my
Yeah.
favorites. It's such a great series. But yeah, this new interpretation that we have with James Gunn, I think, is a great kickoff to this new universe that we're going to
Yeah.
be getting over the next however many years it runs. I know he's got like a 10-year plan, so
Mhm.
at least 10 years we'll be getting these movies,
Yeah.
and
Hopefully we get a World's Finest movie. That would be cool.
definitely want to see Superman and Batman team up again.
Yeah.
That definitely needs to happen.
I know a lot of people say they want the Batman to be the Batman in.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't think it would work.
It could work, but I feel like they should just do a different,
Keep it
completely
separate.
different Batman.
Just
Yeah.
keep it separate. Yeah, that Batman is so grounded in reality that I feel like this DCU Batman needs to be more.
Honestly, that parallel though, the grounded
Yeah.
Batman versus the like.
It could be interesting. It could be interesting, but I feel like this the Batman for this universe needs to be not as realistic. Maybe
Yeah.
more gadgets. Maybe more.
A little bit more fantastical.
A little bit more
Yeah.
fantastic.
Not too fantastical though, because it might. Yeah.
I mean,
It
I
might
think
not work for the character.
it might not, but I think eventually, like, I would kind of actually love to see like Batmite. You know, like some kind of
Yeah.
silly. Like,
Yeah.
it would be kind of cool to see a Batman interact with a character like that, which would
Yeah.
be so weird. But I think it could really work.
Don't they
So,
do that in the Batman animated series?
I think they did it
Yeah.
in Brave and the Bold, the animated Brave and the Bold series.
Oh.
He showed up in that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for this universe, and I'm just curious to see where Superman's going to show up because James Gunn hasn't confirmed. He said it's going to be, I think he said within 2 years we're going to see Superman
Yeah.
again somewhere.
I think somebody said or asked James Gunn, when are we getting Superman 2? And he said, define Superman 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So Superman's showing up somewhere, but not in a traditional Superman 2
Yeah.
movie. So I mean, I guess it could be Supergirl, but that's like all in space. So
Might
I'm
also be
wondering-
World's Finest as well. That might be
He
a
might
little
be
bit.
developing
That might be a
World's
little bit
Finest
too
movie. I don't
early
know.
though.
I feel like it might be.
Yeah.
I feel like we need something else before that. Whether it's
Yeah.
him teaming up with, maybe it's just like a Justice Gang movie or something, or
Yeah.
whatever that could be. Or I think it'd be fun to see him like even with like younger characters like the Titans or something.
Yeah,
It'd be
that'd be
interesting
cool.
to see. Or I would love to see Legion, a superhero movie. That would be pretty neat,
yeah.
you know, if they did that. So, anyways, we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening next. We've got Peacemaker season 2, Supergirl movies next year, along
Brave
as well
and the
as
Bold.
the Brave and the Bold's coming up. Clayface,
Clayface, yeah.
which is so strange that they're doing a Clayface movie,
Yeah.
but
Like, that's kind of random, honestly.
I guess
It
they
could
have a
be-
great idea for
It
it.
could be cool, but I don't know.
He's a cool character.
Yeah.
So really interested to see what they do with that. I like that also he said that this universe is not going to be like Marvel, where it's very much like every movie kind of feels the same, just with a different character.
Yeah.
This, like he said, Clayface is going to be a horror movie. Like it's going to be a really scary horror movie. Supergirl is going to be a weird space movie. You know, Lanterns is going to be a totally different thing. So
Yeah.
I like that we have all these different kind of flavors, you know, for this universe, that it's not going to feel like it's just we're watching the same movie over and over again. Like I feel like it kind of happened with Marvel. So
Yeah.
a lot of potential here, a lot of interesting stuff coming up. Stay tuned on the channel for our reaction to the Fantastic Four First Steps coming out this week. We'll have a reaction for you very soon on that. We're going to be talking Liam Neeson movies very soon. So watch all your Liam Neeson movies and get ready for that podcast. And then, you know, we'll see what the future holds. There's a lot of interesting movies coming out later this year. Avatar 3 comes out in December.
Yeah.
Tron Ares, I'm really excited about. There's a lot of big ones coming out. So stay tuned on the channel. We'll keep you updated as best we can. Thank you, Anthony, for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No problem.
Hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos, and we'll see you next time right here on The Real.